What the heck was that? Must have been the cat. Oh well. Hi everyone, Kim here. This is Kim. This is a garden. And this is the first episode of the garden indoors in the grow closet. I'm going to call this a garden closet as opposed to a grow closet. We've got a couple of things going on, and this isn't done yet, but it will be done soon. What I'm going to be doing is arranging things in such a way that there is going to be room for seeds up here, and there's going to be the bigger plants a little bit lower so that we have different areas of lighting. There's actually 3 lights. There's this light, there is that light, and then there's a light back in this direction. I'll show you in just a second what that looks like, but everything is going really well in here. I've got 2 white boards there that are reflecting light this way. I've got the foil in the back reflecting it this way, and I've got 2 white boards over here reflecting light back this way. So it's doing really well as far as a grow closet is concerned. Let's take a closer look. So you'll pardon me, the exposure is going to bounce around here because this is an iPhone and not a professional video camera. This is the garden. We've got the tomatoes in the back there. We've got the serranos on the left. We've got a couple of chilies in front, the Shirazi tobacco, and that's it. This is the main light assembly. You've seen that in other videos. Over here I've got a couple of white boards, and you can see they're reflecting pretty well. And over here I've got some more white boards that are reflecting pretty well as well. Well as well? Well, it's all well. So there's the one light, and that light is movable, and it may move around to a couple of different places. I'm not sure yet. And everything is getting a wonderful light, as you can see. This is just a very quick update. I'm going to show you something outside and then come back and tell you a little bit more about my plans for this, and we'll be done. Hello, gentle friends. This is the backyard at 12 noon. Well, it's actually more like 1 o'clock now. This is the backyard, and this is the type of sun we get. The sun is right there. You can see right there that big old shiny ball coming back down to the yard. This is about as good as it gets. Let me do a bit of a panoramic shot here. So this is the back, and we are moving, we're moving, we're moving. Then we look a little closer down here. We're moving, we're moving, we're moving, we're moving. So the trick back here is that I do not have the ability to pick up all of this construction stuff. So I have basically that area right there to work with, where that tarp is, and where that the pool is, and where the fence is kind of falling down. The problem is, I also have to get someone over here to help me work the soil and get stuff into the soil. I mean, it's not like this isn't growing good stuff as it is, but with some of the yard waste that's out here, and some of the stuff that is in the garage behind me, I should be able to scrap together enough material to build a kind of a raised bed for the spring. Of course, then I have to fill it with soil and amendments before the snow really hits. Apparently here we get a lot of ice storms before we get snow, so I'm not exactly sure what is going to happen, but if I can get a friend of mine over here, we might be able to build a couple of small raised beds in this area. The trick is that when the summer comes around, that tree right there is full of leaves. Now that's not the mulberry tree that I was looking at before. This over here is our mulberry tree, and it is also full of leaves. So there's going to be a lot more shade, because look at how far that goes. I mean, heck, that goes almost to the side of the fence there. So this area is a little tricky, but there is a little patch right in this general area that should be able to handle a raised bed of a small amount, and well, it should be able to handle a raised bed in general. I'm not sure, I can build in plants that do well with shade and some that do well with full sun, but there are a lot of variables there. It's really hard to say. So the problem is that A, we don't have the landlord's permission to prune the trees, and B, we don't have anyone who really knows how to prune or who can get up on a ladder and prune. So there's a bit of a trick there. The front yard, I know I've shown it multiple times. There's those two little patches where you can get sort of a raised bed or something in there, but what I'm going to do where the tree is I'm going to do winter sowing. I think I told you that before, so that's its own thing. You know, there's really not a lot else I can do out here, but what I'm hoping to do is make use of what I've got and kind of go from there. I'm going to turn around here and cast a shadow so you can see something else. Actually, I don't have to cast a shadow. Let me show you something. Where I was standing is right over here, and this area gets decent sun. It'll get most of the day sun. So there's a small patch over here where I could probably put some containers. You know, it's hard to say. This is just a weird area. Now, this being November 23rd and the wind being out and the cold, believe it or not, it's actually kind of warm. It's somewhere up in the 40s right now, which is weird. Maybe even the 50s, because I'm only out here with a flannel and a t-shirt and jeans, so I'm comfortable and the sun is nice and warm. This is the back area in a little bit more detail. I would love your ideas. I would really love to hear from you, so do comment in the field below. And then I know that we're going to be looking at the closet today, so I will show you more of what is going on in the garden closet and plans for seeds and a couple of containers, and well, you'll see. I'm going to fall over on some of the stuff I've got set up in here. Okay, so yeah, that's what I wanted to show you about the yard. It is weird how the sun gets in there, but you know, I want to make use of it somehow. I just don't know how yet. Well, I've got until spring to figure it out. I just wanted to get some stuff set up out there in case I had the ability to put soil back there and then add some amendments to it before the snowfall, but I don't know if that's going to happen this time, so we'll just have to see what happens. In the meantime, in here, I told you about the shelving that I'm working on in the closet, and I'm sorry that that's so bright. This room isn't exactly illuminated to where the lights up here will balance that out, so I'm kind of, this is about the best I can do. But anyway, the shelving here is going to change a little bit, and there'll be tiers, and there'll be drainage, and there'll be room for seedlings in little plugs, as well as the seeds that are going to go outside in big 2-liter bottles. 2-liter bottles like this, for example. Now, this is worm tea. It's been sitting for a little bit, and it is what I'm using to water my plants. But what's going to happen is, thanks to Cheryl Mann on the Juicing Gardener, I've learned a little bit more about sowing winter seeds in these. You slice it right here, you put soil down here, you put your seed in, you seal it back up, and you take the lid off and you put it out in the snow. That will allow the inside to greenhouse and grow vegetables and hopefully some fruits too. Fruits meaning things like chili peppers and whatnot, because chilies are fruits. They really are. They're not a vegetable. They are a berry, and just like a lot of other berries, they are fruits. So it's kind of cool to do this winter sowing thing. I'm excited about that, and I'm hoping that the things that I put out there will get a better start than some of the things I have in here. Now here's the key. I have been working on my soil like crazy. And I don't mean like I've been adding chemical fertilizers or anything like that to it. I've been working on, since I have composted manure and a little bit of worm castings left and some coir, I've been working on the new soil for the new batch of things that are going to be seeded. And also, of course, the soil will help with the moving things up into larger containers or topping things off or whatever. The last video, you saw that I had some worm castings of my own. You got to see the worm composting that I've been doing in the bucket, and I'm really excited about that. Those worms are just going to town. So I've got more nutritious things that will have a balanced NPK for the most part, and should help with getting a better start this time around than my plants have ever gotten before. So making sure that it's light and fluffy, making sure that it's got good drainage, making sure that the pots over here have good drainage, and whatever I put them in has good drainage, and making sure that the soil is as nutritious as I can get without using any synthetic fertilizers or anything. I want to use compost and I want to use worm castings. So that's the plan, and thank you for waiting so long to see me again. I apologize, I haven't been in my own videos for a little while, but that's what's going on. The cat is scratching at the door, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. It's really warm in here, and I am getting really warm myself. So I will see you next time. Until then, this is Kim, this is a garden, and I will see you later. And let me see, Butter, calm down.